Hello, my beautiful and courageous friends. It's Natalie here, and I'm here today with Nora Gedgaudis, who's a board-certified nutritional consultant and a neurofeedback specialist from Portland, Oregon.
When the waves came and when the storm raged, found myself falling into the ground. When the wind blew, that's when it fell through, and I don't know how to turn it around. I know there's more to me than the wreckage you see. There's more to be. I'm still on the journey.
I wanted to ask Nora about neurofeedback and how that affects people with brain injury. How helpful is it? How effective is it? And what is it anyway?
Well, neurofeedback is a form of biofeedback that is focused on training the electrical activity in the brain into a place of better functioning. So it's a way of giving your brain information about its own functioning so that it can better regulate itself. And this is done in an office, in front of a computer screen, and there are little wires or sensors that are affixed to your scalp with a little electrode paste and perhaps a cotton ball to hold it in place. And that feeds into an amplifier that amplifies the signal, and that amplified signal then displays in front of the therapist as the raw EEG and maybe some other kinds of information that are useful for the practitioner. And then the practitioner sets goals for your brain, and that translates out to some kind of visual display. It may look like a game, or it may look like just sort of a video of some sort. But regardless, everything happening on that screen is tied into some aspect of your own brainwave activity. And all of it is designed to give your brain information about its own functioning so that your brain can better regulate itself. Your brain is literally sitting there like looking in a mirror, in effect, and saying, oh my God, I do that?
And let me fix it. Let me fix myself quickly.
Exactly. We've all walked out of the house one day or another with, hair sticking up funny, or toilet paper stuck to the bottom of our shoe, or the skirt tucked in the back of the pantyhose, or whatever. And we may think we're perfectly fine, or we may think it's a little drafty or something's off, and people are looking at us funny, but we don't know what's going on until all of a sudden we walk into, say, a bathroom, a public restroom, and there's a mirror, and we go, oh my God, and what do we immediately do? We reach up and we start to fix the problem. Nobody had to tell us to do it, we just sort of immediately knew to do it. And that's kind of an analogy here. However, say for instance your hair was fine to begin with, and you walk into the bathroom, and you just sort of look in the mirror and say, hey, looking good, and you walk out and the toilet paper's trailing behind you, attached to your shoe, because the mirror wasn't quite pointed in the right direction, or maybe the lighting wasn't right, or it wasn't the right angle, or maybe it's still kind of drafty back there, with the pantyhose. Because, again, it's all about the information that you're giving your brain in any given moment that allows it to make adjustments based on what it, on the information it has. So that's the job of the neurofeedback practitioner, is to adjust the mirror, adjust the lighting, and make sure your brain is getting the appropriate information it needs to make changes. But the ultimate result is that it's tremendously self-empowering. Your brain is learning how to manage its own states in a way that's completely non-invasive. Nothing is getting put into your head. Even if I wanted to make somebody dance, I can't, right? There's no electricity going in. It's information that goes in. Everything goes in one direction. The electricity goes out of your head, not into your head, through the wires, through everything, and then back in through your senses, through your eyes, through your ears, and you'll see a visual display. There may be music associated with that display, or tones or sounds. And through that information, your brain and nervous system learn things about themselves that they didn't know before, and are able to make adjustments based on that allows you to feel and function better. And again, that's presuming that the practitioners figured out what information to give it. And it can take a little while to figure out exactly what the right information is for you. But once you figure it out, you usually only have to do a certain number of sessions in order for that to become a permanent part of your own ability to manage yourself. And what a gift, And ultimately, it's just, I am able to just hand a person keys to their brain and say, have a great life and don't forget to write. Hopefully they don't forget to write. And the long term tends to not only stick but actually build on itself, over time. So neurofeedback is, I think, the most ideal approach available for traumatic brain injury, in part because it deals with the brain in a functional way. Now, in conventional neurology, however well-meaning conventional neurologists are, they have a very limited range of tools with which to figure out what's actually going on with you. They have things like CAT scans and MRIs that honestly can't really tell the difference between a living brain and a dead one. What they're doing is they're looking for lesions, physical damage in the brain that they can point to and say, okay, there's the focus of it, there's the problem.
That's amazing. That's why they never catch the TBIs.
Right, because
Rarely.
you can have a severe bump to your head, and it may not show up
Right.
on an MRI or a CAT scan, but it can affect every just bit of the way you feel and function in life. And all they really have available are those diagnostic tools, and then couple that with medications and surgery, and that's not a great combination. It must be very frustrating, I would think, for the average neurologist to realize how limited they are in their capacity to help their patients. There are functional neurologists that seem to be able to do a bit more. People might look up the Carrick Institute, Carrick. They do look at the brain in a much more functional way. They look for, how is this brain functioning, not just does it have, a physical lesion or not. But then something like neurofeedback can come in and in a totally non-invasive fashion help the brain feel and function better. And it's giving your brain information about itself in a way that's useful to it, that it can take and improve all of those things, and improve your mood stability, improve your cognitive functioning, your memory, your ability to sleep at night, and if you have migraines and things like that, marvelous for this, marvelous for that. It's a very, very powerful and very gentle, self-regulatory tool. And what I recommend people do is that they contact, or that they go to a website called, that's www.eegdirectory.com, and plug in your zip code, and find a practitioner that has had a fair amount of experience, I would recommend. And I'm also biased toward people using the newest generation of what is called Cygnet, CYGNET software, and the new NeuroAmp 2. That website will tell you what kind of equipment people are using. That's really the most advanced cutting-edge equipment right now. There is a Homecoming for Veterans program right now being sponsored by the EEG Institute in the Los Angeles area, in Woodland Hills, California, where if you are a veteran coming back from combat, many of whom are coming back with traumatic brain injuries, diagnosed and undiagnosed. And with that, of course, comes severe mood dysregulation, all kinds of things, as you know. And you may actually qualify for free neurofeedback through that program. Yes. So you might go to the eeginstitute.com website as well to look up the Homecoming for Veterans program. But it is having a dramatic impact. This is being used at Camp Pendleton right now with just huge success, resounding success. This is a very, very powerful tool, and it is one that is increasingly available all over the world. There are thousands of neurofeedback providers, and there's no reason not to try that. And I would say the combination of neurofeedback and a more stabilizing and sort of nourishing, nutrient-dense approach to diet is probably the single most powerful combination that you can hope for in addressing the issues that come with traumatic brain injury.
Beautiful. That gives people a lot of hope with very little risk associated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I know there's more to me than the wreckage you see. There's more to
Hey guys, I hope you found my contribution towards this video useful and valuable, because now it's your turn. And what I want to do is I want to hear from you. And I want to keep all of our experiences, the science and the research about this topic regarding traumatic brain injury in one place. And that's going to be in the comment section below on the YouTube channel. So what I would love is I would love for you to go to the YouTube channel itself, not the Facebook page, but the YouTube channel, so they're all kept in one place. And tell us your experience regarding this topic. Was it helpful for you? Was it not helpful for you? And if you have any science or any research regarding this topic, I would love for you to post the links there too. So together we can raise our voices for traumatic brain injury awareness and educate the professionals that are helping us. Together we can do this. So thank you so much for being my partner, and thank you so much for putting your valuable contribution to this project.